Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Feed Me Pixels channel. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and, well, we're back for some more Skysaga, and before we go adventuring here today, I've been looking for where the heck you start doing Lumastone, and a message in my mailbox today took me to a quest chain in the main city that suddenly just threw all the Lumastone at me, and it looks like the Lumastone inside of Skysaga is actually kind of like a replacement for, say, a substance like redstone in Minecraft. So they gave me this wand and a couple of contraptions in order to get me started understanding it. And, well, unfortunately, this wand isn't meant for laser zapping this chicken up the bum. It is actually to manipulate these pieces of technology. So what I can do is I can place this lantern here, this Lumastone beacon, on the ground, and then I can place down this pressure pad. Now, if this was in Minecraft rules, simply having them adjacent to each other would allow me to stand on this to activate it, and then this would light up. But unfortunately, it's not doing the thing, and it turns out that you can actually hook these contraptions together from a pretty decent distance away, and then use this wand to hook them together with invisible wires and such. Let's try that again. There we go. And now those two are invisibly hooked together unless I equip the wand in order to see how all of my invisible wiring is laid out. And I can actually intercept this line and hook it to a third object if I'm so inclined. Now, when I step on it, our little lantern lights up. Isn't that handy? So if I want to see, like, what's in a room, I can use this to turn it on temporarily. And this will basically serve as, like, a Minecraft pressure pad. But I don't have a lot of, recipes for messing with this stuff just yet. And it's also kind of temperamental. So we'll just have to see where that goes from there. Once I get some more recipes, I'll probably be able to make, like, a murder mechanism. Like how people used to make, like, murder machines in Minecraft. Oh, and I got a bunch of other recipes for stuff. Let's actually learn that real quick before we go wander off into the woods. We can make a window now. We can also make a flying suit for use on editing our island. So that's kind of handy. Okay, now I can make blueprints for islands. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that was a thingamajigger. I'll be able to use this to make a single window, and then this should allow me to make my flying harness so I can fly around and have an easier time of editing my island. Because at present, if I jump off trying to get to one of those islands without building a bridge, I'll just fall down and die. And I kind of want to show you guys what that green glowy business is way up over there. But that's not really what we're focused on here. That's some more off-camera work that I need to do. But I think it's really cool that I'm like, where's Lumastone? And then they just kind of throw it in my face. Which was, you know, classic Skysaga business there. I've also found this weird glowing ichor stuff that was sent to me in the mail. So, go figure. I'll just leave all of my spare pajunkadunk here at the base. And then I need to go do some more forest questing here. So our primary missions here are still in the forest. We can go check out this lighthouse village if we want to. But we have a quest for the menagerie, I think. We have a quest for the Ardent Village. Or do we? I'm not actually quite sure. Okay, so here's the quest that I do have. I need to go complete the mission Brothers in Arms inside of an ice mission. So let's go hang out, since it's the holiday season, since we're in the middle of winter, you know, physically in the United States, perhaps going to an ice map would be the most appropriate. I'm sure you noticed that I'm still wearing my dirt block hat. Very festive hat, those dirt blocks. And, you know, I'm wondering if Skysaga is going to bring back out their Santa's Workshop map for this alpha, because last year around this time, you could go visit Santa's, like, house and ransack the place. But there wasn't really a lot to do when you got there. Let's see, I'm gonna vote for this cool picture. Gotta remember to vote for people's awesome screenshots when they provide them, because if you don't vote for people's stuff, they might not vote for you. They don't know you're the one that voted for them, but people just don't vote on screenshots nearly enough in this game. And this is one of the reasons why they encourage you to take screenshots, because the people who win the overall best screenshot actually get, like, physical prizes on Skysaga's and Smilegate's website. So let's see here. Hefar the Wanderer says, "See if you can find a mine, Larry. I need lots of iron." I need it. And this is a very cold place. In previous renditions of Skysaga, they actually had heat, hot, and cold mechanics where if you weren't careful and you didn't stay near a fire or wear Arctic gear, you could start to freeze to death inside of these missions. But they've so far kind of done away with a lot of that, which is nice. They also used to have a mechanic where if you were wearing really heavy armor, you'd end up, like, sinking into the water, which was a bit of a problem, because having heavy armor was great, but you would very often fall just randomly into the soup for seemingly no reason. And it looks like I'm actually lagging slightly to their servers today, which is unfortunate. And I really shouldn't be, because I'm not downloading anything. I always make sure that when I'm playing games that are online that require a server connection, that I'm not downloading things, because, well, your pal Larry, he works in a bit of the woods. Oh, and I just smashed the ground open. That was cool. I live and work in the woods from home, and my connection out here is okay, but I wouldn't exactly rate it as the most robust, so you can't really multitask by doing things like downloading and uploading at the same time as playing an online game. Because if I started uploading like a YouTube video, either to FMP or my own channel, or even Facebook, like that would completely destroy my ability to do stuff. So, what did I just get? I just got a thing. I got some ice gauntlets, and those are actually going to be sweet. So let me see, which one was my character? I think it was P. And the idea when you swap out different equipment is that it gives you resistance to certain types of magic, which come from different environments. So an ice environment requires ice resistance, all of that stuff. I do say magic, but that's kind of stretching the truth a little bit. It's just like environments require you to have like that environment's equipment. It's really just that simple. There really hasn't been introduced a reason behind that. It might be magic. It might just be that that's the way that the game works. Who the floop knows? And I'm really loving this mall that I made the other day. This thing is coming in super duper handy. And for those of you wondering, we have not ended off playing the series with Sly, if you enjoyed having Sly on the, in the videos. It's just that with the holiday season and I'm running a lot of errands, I pretty much just have to, you know, murder stuff and record videos when I have the opportunity. Things will sort of settle down after the holiday festivities are over. Not hanging out with the family and having awesome, like, dinners and stuff and watching weird holiday-themed movies. Like, things will settle down and we'll do regular stuff. Actually, it's looking like my sword is about as effective as that mace at mauling these ice guys, so I think I'll just stick with using it for the moment. And I don't think for the life of me the top of this village has any loot in it, so I guess we're just gonna have to wander down into the mine, because that's what the quest giver encouraged us to do. He's like, go find a deep hole somewhere, Larry, and go get lost in it for a while. So that is exactly what we will do. So how's everyone else's holiday been going on out there? I'm sure everyone's been having some swell shindigs. Looking forward to all of their swell presents. And ooh, we got a ice essence that we can use to craft sweet, delicious gear for later in the game. Well, not really later in the game, but later when we're not in this level, this map right now, trying to touch things. I'm trying to get onto this ladder, but ladders are historically finicky in any game. especially in Skysaga, since you don't just click to use them. But yeah, I'm hoping everybody out there is having a lovely holiday season. You're having a lovely Christmahana Kwanzaa, or whatever holiday your particular religious belief celebrates around this time of year. I'm not an especially religious man, but I always like Christmas because it's just a time when you get to spend time with your family, which is something I think a lot of people can enjoy. Some people, a little bit estranged from their families, and I understand that. So for you guys, I mean, I hope you're hanging out with some friends, or your significant other, and you can find some enjoyment regardless. So I need to gather a bunch of iron chunks down here. And then I need to go to an airship graveyard and fight a bunch of banditos. Do I have access to an airship graveyard? I'm honestly not sure. That is a good question. I didn't see one on the list, but then again, I wasn't really looking for it, so who the flip knows? And this lovely young lady is looking to get jiggy with it, with a little bit of the stabbing. It definitely seems that depending on the environment, the battle AI in Skysaga during the alpha is a little bit janky. And I will say, like, they have made leaps and bounds in improving the AI, but it can certainly be a piece of crap sometimes. And that's why you have these alphas, was they develop things, so you can test different things. Okay. I gotta recover an iron stockpile from the bottom of the mine. That's what, I guess the Farhaler was going to tell me, but the game sometimes will just tell you, like, what to do and not just update your dialogue. They'll just be like, go get this thing, Larry, do the thing. Do it now. Do it while I watch. It's also really unfortunate that, like, there's just been a boatload of, like, graphical lag this particular alpha. In the past, it's not been bad, but this time it's particularly gnarly. Why is that? I'm not really sure. It's just, it's something that happens. Like, you can't really expect a lot of people to do a particular load of optimizing for games while they're in the alpha stage, but they do alright. It's just weird having an overclocked 1070 and having it lag, considering that's, like, the latest device out there. Well, one of the latest devices. I thought about getting a 1080, but I actually bought a particular version of the Asus 1070 because it had some extra CUDA cores. And if you work in editing like I do, both professionally and on YouTube, you end up needing things like the CUDA cores because they make your rendering go like grease lightning. So basically, normally when you render out a video out on the internet, or if you ever decide to get into YouTubing yourselves, normally what happens is you'll render out a video, and you'll use your CPU to render it out at a certain speed. Like, I think for like a 20-minute, you know, video on YouTube, high definition, 60 FPS at a high bitrate, you're gonna look at around 10 to 15 minutes to render out a video. And if you use the CUDA cores on your graphics card, you can chunk that down to like 5 to 10 minutes. It's not an outrageous reduction, but it's a decent one. It's one that you can notice. Now, when you're talking about massive videos, you know, that are over an hour long or better with like 4K video, you're looking at like halving your rendering time when you use a certain number of CUDA cores. And eventually, I'll probably get a 1080 to go along with it and crossfire those puppy dogs together, simply because it's something that I want to do. It's just right when they're coming out, I'll probably just wait till next year when they start to get reduced in price. Because who wants to spend extra money when you don't absolutely have to? And it looks like the game is going to want me to harvest 100 ore out of this mine. You'd think that people would send, like, a brave adventurer who's really good at killing evil baddies, like, on more respectable missions, instead of going and getting Daddy a carton of smokes from the gas station and hoping he's home when you get back. Or something droll and somber like that. Like, it just, you know, getting somebody like a wet wipe doesn't exactly seem like a respectable thing an adventurer does, you know? I suppose that's the thing with any game, and this goes as far back as, like, World of Warcraft and earlier. Sometimes you just can't get that interesting of a story, until you really get elbow deep into, like, a much later story mission, like killing Ragnaros, or killing the evil Skybird that just wants to poop on all of the local Mazdas, and it's ruining the resale value of the local car economy. I don't know, something weird like that. I have played a game like that, where there's like, you gotta murder this one animal because it's destroying the local economy for whatever. You're just like, I don't know that that's a thing. I think you just made that up to get rid of me. I think you can just tell me to fuck off, game. I think that's just fine. So on top of playing some Skysaga, you should start to see some other games out on the channel. And let's see here. Hafar the Wanderer says, I suppose now we both have plenty of Shadow Iron for our purposes. We're both winners. Alright, that's cool. I guess now I just have to finish ransacking the place, seeing if there's any other missions that we can complete, and then we can get the floop out of this particular level. But you should start seeing some other winter games out on the channel. I do like to, especially during holidays, try to find games that are relatable to the event. And Christmas is a difficult one, because pretty much any holiday except Halloween, really. Because there have been Christmas games, but Christmas games have not historically been a superb selling point for a lot of companies, which I suppose I can understand how that could be a little bit tricky. I've gotten better with ladders in this game, by the way. I've practiced a little bit since our last endeavors with Sly Copper. They're still janky, beyond belief. They've definitely, the developers of this, Smilegate and Wanderlust Studios, they've definitely mentioned that they're working on improving all of those features. So we'll see how they can kind of get around that. I honestly wouldn't mind it if you clicked to activate a ladder, go down and click to, like, let go. I'd be fine with that. It's certainly a lot more serviceable. Actually, here's an airship graveyard right now. This is a bunch of crashed airships. Well, that's kind of neat. Oh, and look at that. They added wind effects to the flag, so the voxel flags can actually respond to the wind. That is a nice touch, because one of the problems in a lot of voxel games historically has been the graphics just don't seem like they interact that much with the rest of the environment. So let's see. We need to kill 5 bloodthirsty banditos in the airship graveyard. So here's pretty much all the ones that we need, and then some. Alright. Yeah, they're probably gonna need to go back to some of the older combat in this game. I've not been the biggest fan of the new combat. It feels far more rigid and difficult to work with. Although it might be a little better for when you go fighting people in... Ooh, did I just get a new sword? I did just get a new sword. And it's a better sword for this environment. But it might be better, this combat system in PvP. It's just, this is a janky game right now for combat, so I just don't trust doing a particularly exorbitant amount of PvP. So, I guess that covers our quest for this airship area, this frozen winter wasteland. We could go explore a little bit more, because we only went over there to that town where the mine was, and we're here on these airships, and there's, you know, not quite as cool as I was hoping it to be. Then again, I guess an old junkyard can only be so interesting unless you're an enthusiast for the particular junk that they have in that junkyard. Like, I've been to junkyards for cars with some friends of mine who were repairing older vehicles, where the only way that you were going to get, like, a chair for an old Mazda was to go and, like, scrounge around in a graveyard. Okay, so we gotta... Somewhere in this area, we gotta kill a bunch of raw bones. Corrupted raw bones. Hey, boys, how you doing? How you feeling? Hello, my raw bones. Hello, my honey. Hello, my undead guys. Give me a stab in the face, then I'm going to murder your faces. I probably shouldn't quit my day job, but I like to sing as I work. I'm like the 7 dwarves. Hi-ho, hi-ho. It's off to stab we go. Gonna open a chest and get that loot. I'm actually in a pretty good mood today. It's been a pretty good pretty good week last week. Gotten some stuff done, starting a new business next year, making plans for after the new year, New Year's resolutions. It's always nice feeling when you have like a sturdy plan for the future. And if you guys out there, you guys and gals don't do New Year's resolutions, I thoroughly recommend them. They are a goal for the year. Something that you can set your sights on and feel like you are accomplishing something. And that is always a wonderful feeling. So, I think before we go, I should get some of this snow. Now, while I'm not really running around in a snow environment, decorating your home in this game is much like decorating in Minecraft. If you break the block, you can take that block home with you, and you can use it to decorate things in your house. So, a little white and a little blue, especially because blue is Larry's favorite color, is going to make a nice addition to our little home away from home, as it were. What is this? This is another village. This is like a hut village. It's almost like an Inuit village, actually. Like up north, and like, kind of like Eskimos, but Inuits in Canada have a tendency to set up these lovely homes. But yeah, up in like the northern areas of Canada and everything, they have a lot of things. They're not like Eskimos, but they're like Inuits. And they do a lovely job creating that atmosphere. I'm sure it's not completely accurate, but, you know, they do what they can. It provides, like, an authentic atmosphere to what you would expect from a snowy environment. So that's always a nice touch. Oh, the dudes with the shields are always an ass and a half. Oh, and this one's like a fancy boss character. Oh, getting touched, Larry's getting touched. Alright. Come here, you. Ah. No. Bad touch. Bad. Oh, there's actually like another... Okay, so that's kind of cool that they've actually started to add more than one boss to an area to give you more than one thing to investigate. That's actually kind of nice. Wouldn't mind if they put him in like more of like a proper battle area, but I guess you get what you get in a game like this. You win some and you lose some, Larry. Alright, can I charge up like a powerful attack? That's what I'm looking for. Although for some reason there's like Star Wars TIE Fighter sounds in here, and I'm not entirely sure why. Like, it sounds cool, but I feel like maybe later they could add some better sounds to this. And also, I feel like these little sigils, these essences, I feel like the rune glowing on it should be blue in an ice area. I should probably log into their forum since I'm one of the people that has, like, plays this game off and on. And, give them those suggestions. So, come on, you. Alright, that block doesn't want to behave itself. Screw it. Okay, so we, explored the bejesus out of this thing. And we still have a couple pieces of material that we need to farm up for another quest. But we're gonna do that a little bit later. So that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me, Larry the Chupacabra, in playing some more Skysaga, the solo chronicles of the Chupacabra, which might happen off and on in the future. It's been nice having you guys and gals here. Hope you're having a lovely holiday season. We'll be back for some more Skysaga shortly. And I'll catch you guys and gals later. Have a good one. And be sure to like and subscribe. Maybe check out the Feed Me Pixels live stream at twitch.tv/feedmepixelslive. Or check out our wonderful writing team, for which Sly is a part of, and currently the head of that team, over at feedmepixels.com, where we have a lot of wonderful articles where you can see in-depth reviews on games and several other topics where you can broaden your video gaming horizons. So toodles, everyone!